Hello and welcome everyone to the brand new show coming to you live today from the Simaudio studios here in the Montreal area. We are now live at Moon episode 1. Thank you for joining us, and for all of you also remember that this will be available on our Facebook also, and we do plan to upload onto YouTube eventually. So this way if you missed the live segment, you can catch us up again. And also, at the end of the episode, we will be taking some live questions. So yes, we'll have a Q&A. And what can we expect from this show? Well, basically, we're going to bring some diversity. Today, we got a guest with us, which I'll be with you in a second. But the show here, we're going to talk about products, new upcoming features, music, and with tons of special guests, in-house guests, outside guests, music guests. You name it, we'll do it, and we'll even take suggestions if you want some. I'm really happy to be here. My name is Devin, and I'll be the new host of this show, and I'm super happy to be here, and welcome once again. And for our, speaking of guests, today's guests, well, you know him, you love him. He's been here before. He is the Director of Products, Mr. Dominique Poupart. Welcome, wow. Dominique.
What a nice introduction. Thank you, Devin.
Hey, thanks for being here. I'm so happy. This is so exciting, being here with you, being here at Moon Studios and with the gang and with all of you. So let's talk. Let's talk shop today.
Sure.
So we're going to dive right into it. We know that there's going to be many questions asked, but I kind of went ahead and I brought up some questions which I'm pretty sure we all kind of want to know. But we're going to start with a little more on the Hollywood side of things. Speak of Hollywood, as of February 13th in the US and in the 14th in Canada, we saw the premiere of Bel-Air. I myself personally love this show, the new take on it. I was a big fan of the original 90s sitcom with the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air with Will Smith. But why am I talking about Bel-Air today? Well, if you've seen it, you probably noticed something in Uncle Phil's office. Oh yeah, we got Moon products. Moon is not being represented at the bank's house. So, Dominique, let's talk a bit about Bel-Air. Yeah. Like, how did this happen? How did we get involved in Bel-Air? This is incredible.
Yeah, that's quite cool. It involved actually a long time ago, well, actually a few years ago. We participated with Jean-Marc Vallée for a special series called Sharp Objects. And in this series, there was a character that happened to be an audiophile. And Jean-Marc Vallée, the filmmaker, well-known filmmaker.
Yeah, well-known filmmaker. He's a Quebec filmmaker. May he rest in peace, because he was a huge loss to the artist world, to the audio world, the music world, the film world. He was a Quebec local artist, and speaking of some things, he was in charge of like Big Little Lies, Crazy, also Dallas Buying Club, and then of course, as you mentioned, Sharp Objects. So let's get back on that.
Yeah, so our sound system was involved in that series, and it was really not only visible, but used because the character happened to be an audiophile. And so many people noticed in Hollywood about that sound system. People spoke about it in magazines. So it was quite cool because it allowed our brand to be seen by not only audiophiles, but people completely outside of the audiophile world.
Yeah, like music fans and so forth too.
Yeah, and so people were wondering, but anyway, so people noticed that system and became some kind of a reference amongst people in Hollywood. As you know, if you want to have the best system, you gotta have a Moon in the house, right? And so more recently, Will Smith worked to make this remake, I could say, of Bel-Air. Fresh Prince it was before.
It's more on the dramatic side of remake. It's great for, I find personally, it's great for today's audience. I think it really interacts with today's audience too. It's more on the serious side. It's not like the comedy side we saw from the 90s, but
I think it's more dramatic than comedy that it was. But
they're doing a really good job, I find, so far. The characters they have, the actors, they're fantastic.
Yeah, definitely. So, but in the end, so we provided to them Moon systems. So they are used in Uncle Phil main office.
I saw that. It was boom right there in the background. Can you tell us which models we saw actually in Uncle Phil's office?
Actually, in the Uncle Phil office, there's the 740p preamp,
Okay.
the 680D DAC, the 820S power supply. What about, of course, as a power amp, he's using 868 power amp. So they have a complete Moon system in there.
Yeah, it was a really sweet setup. You had the Moon system in there with all his vinyls right on top. It was really cool.
So it's quite cool, and you know, it's fun to be
Did you ever
part of it.
imagine of being a part of something like this?
No, actually, it's fun you speak about this because more recently I was thinking about when I was, you know, a teenager listening to Fresh Prince. You know, it was kind of cool back then, and
Kind of.
I never thought of having, you know, something I worked on being used in a remake of that series, you know, 20, 30 years later.
Yeah, it's something far out. If you haven't catched Bel-Air, it's on now. You can catch it in the Canadian market on Showcase, and in the US, it's on the Peacock app, which is streaming now. I believe the 4th episode came out this week. So, speaking of Bel-Air and how it kind of evolved from like the 90s lovable comedy style that we know to the dramatic side of it and how we see today, can we say, now we're jumping more into the music side of things, can we say that there's been an evolution in the way we listen to music now?
You mean from the time of Fresh Prince to the time of Bel-Air of today?
I'm like an 80s, 90s child, so my thing was like I kind of transitioned from cassette to CDs, so CDs was big for me.
Yeah, in the 90s it was, you know, CD was king,
Yeah,
right?
it was king.
Well, I can say nowadays there are still people using CD players because we still sell quite a lot, actually.
Oh yeah, cool.
Although it's not mainstream. Basically, people went to streaming now, right? So it has changed quite a lot, and streaming has, you know, evolved quite a lot in the last years as well. So, like for example, in the streaming in the beginning was more like download, so people get files or buy files, and they were using their computers. But you know, this period was not too interesting for audiophiles. But you know, they were using MP3s, so you had the convenience of smaller files that you can have in, you know, portable device and stuff like that. But then hard drives got bigger, right? So you could get full CD quality files. And then it changed. It started to interest audiophile further.
Yeah, we're kind of going into the streaming factor, but also we got to remember too, like coming from like cassette tapes to CDs, like we all had our Walkmans and we all had our CD players too, our portables and all that. And now it's like, it seems like it's streaming. It's all about streaming. And if we wanted to go more in depth, because this is a topic that we discussed prior to the show today, and we thought it was actually interesting to talk more about streaming right now, because we're at a point where streaming has been around not too long, but not too new either. We're kind of like in that sweet spot of the streaming world right now.
Well, by now it has matured. I mean,
it has matured for sure.
So now we have, you know, super high quality streaming, which wasn't the case at the beginning. But now we have better than CD quality streaming.
Better than CD quality,
right?
Things I never thought I would hear like in my day, like today.
Yeah, exactly. So it's better than CD quality because at the beginning of streaming, it was actually lower. But now you get very high quality with the streaming services like Tidal and Qobuz. Yeah,
exactly. And I can actually, I can definitely agree with you on that because I got to play with some of the streaming the toys here at the factory, and I have CDs at home. I have a huge CD collection. I also have a vinyl collection, of course. And yeah, the quality of streaming is top notch. It's amazing. It's so cool. So, speaking of this, let's go more into like professionalism in terms, because you're an engineer and an audiophile. So from your professional, how can we say we can compare streaming from past to present and where we might be going?
Yeah, as I was saying a bit earlier,
we're
people
kind of
started
backtracking back on that.
Downloading But now we went more into streaming, which means you're actually listening what the signal that just came, right?
Mm-hmm.
But lately we, with the network streamer, we spent a lot of time and energy and money developing the Mind2 streamer,
Mm-hmm.
and we're adding frequently new features and new commodities, and we're improving every day, working on the Mind2 platform.
Yep. Yeah, definitely. Definitely got a lot of options and a lot of neat stuff happening there. But I still want to focus a little more on like how we came to be in this new wave of streaming. Like, do you think people are going to move away from the physical and stay into streaming? Do you think physical is still a thing?
It's already started. I mean, most people getting sound system nowadays are not necessarily, they're jumping right away into streaming.
Mm-hmm.
If they already have a collection, they might keep it, but most people are moving away from physical, right? Although there is this vinyl.
There is this vinyl resurgence, and
Definitely.
I'm one of them. I fell into the vinyl trap.
Well,
but
I
I'm
like
also
it
a collector too, right? So I love I love the physicality. I love the images they use and the smell, the features, everything. It's
The
just
smell, okay.
Okay, I won't go that far.
Maybe not the smell, but yeah, I like it too. I mean, I like vinyls, I like streaming. It's just different things.
It is.
But actually, you're wondering about if people get the material aspect. And I think that's part of the vinyl resurgence, as well as the fact that streaming is so easy nowadays to skip tracks, that you don't necessarily pay attention. So people are missing this kind of ritual in which you really get your vinyl, put it on the table, put the tone arm, and then listen. And then you give yourself the time to listen to that record.
Yep.
And I think that's a big part in the vinyl resurgence because it's so easy to get the streaming actually. But it's
It
both
is
are
easy
fun.
because
It's for different.
Well, what I love about streaming is, as you mentioned too, is like when we connect to like say Tidal and Spotify and those kind of streaming services, we have access to like millions of songs and like tons of. It's just you have like. The world is your oyster in your hands. So basically, you're always going with like really cool music all the time. But when it comes to more of the physical side of things, I love having that vinyl in my hand. I love having the CD, but more so the vinyl because I love the fact I don't have that button that skips. It really makes me sit and focus.
Yeah, you have to listen to the album.
But that's more me because I'm a big music buff. So. I love music, and I find actually to each their own. I guess everyone has their thing. So we're talking a little bit like streaming services and this and all. We did mention that we would be talking about some new features today, and we do have a new feature which was launched yesterday.
Oh, definitely.
Let's jump into that a bit.
Yeah, so yesterday we launched the new feature in the Mind2 system that is called Tidal Connect.
Tidal Connect.
Yes. So this allows to use the native Tidal app to stream music directly to the Mind streamer, right? So it's a different way of using the Mind because Tidal was one of the first music service that we've integrated in the Mind ecosystem.
Okay.
Okay. So, but you have to use the Mind app, and then you access music from the server of Tidal using our own app, right? But Tidal has now also another technology that is called Tidal Connect. And if you implement this, you can then use the native Tidal app coming from Tidal itself.
Okay.
Right? So you can browse and use their app, but just connect to our device. So it's an alternative.
Okay, so it's an alternative. It's not two separate different apps now, or is it?
Well, if you use the Tidal app, it's
Tidal,
the Tidal app.
Okay,
Yeah.
so the Connect is within the Tidal.
Yeah.
All right. Now, some of the things we've actually noticed already, even since the launch dates, some people wanted to know when it comes for the firmware updates, do they need to physically bring their machine somewhere, or how does that work exactly?
No, not at all. Not at all. For current owners of products, next time they'll use the Mind app, it'll prompt them with a message saying that there's enough data available, and so they can press to update or remind me later. Of course, please make the update. And after the update is done, you will then have access to this new Tidal Connect thing. But funny things about Tidal Connects is, for example, let's say you're using Tidal in your car, right, on your mobile phone. And while something plays, you arrive home.
Yep.
You enter home, you let it play, and you just switch the connection from your car to your home. You select the Mind device inside, and then you continue playing. So that's convenience.
So
right?
It's like a transition. It's like it's following you from point A to point B without...
So it's convenient.
That is convenience.
Right?
That is really cool.
Or if you're already familiar with the Tidal app, I mean, you continue to use Tidal app. You don't change anything. You just select to send the music to the Mind device.
Okay.
Right? So there will be a lot of people that will like this aspect because it's very convenient, it's very modern.
Yeah, I find myself too in the car. Sometimes I'm listening to something, especially when it's like here in Montreal when we hit the -40s and you're listening to this good tune, but then you pull into your driveway and you're like, I want to finish this song, but it's cold out and I want to get inside, so just bring it with me. Type of thing.
Well, you can
that's pretty cool.
You pause it for just a few seconds.
Yeah,
you
just a
enter
few
home
seconds,
and
then in we go, and then we continue. So
Yeah.
it's like literally bring it with us. But this might be one big question for, especially for a lot of our audiophile fans out there. Sound quality. Is there going to be a difference between the Tidal and Tidal Connect?
No, there's no difference between Tidal and Tidal Connect. It only change the user interface, right? Because the stream that's going to be sent from Tidal server to the Mind player is exactly the same. And it's going to use the very same path, the very same network that you have at home. So if it's connected wired, it's still going to use your wire. If it's wireless, it's still going to be wireless. But it's the same setup. It's the same hardware involved, right? It's just that if you're using the Mind app, you're using the Mind interface. If you're using the Tidal app, you're using the Tidal interface.
Okay.
But once the stream started, it's the exact same thing. Because I've already seen some comments on Facebook and some people wondering, oh, it's the same, is it better? Is it?
Yeah,
No,
exactly. There's been some questions. It's like, what's the big difference?
And you know, audiophile, we're very picky. We try always to improve everything. So if there's the slightest chance of this sounding better than that, we'll do that, right? But in this case, it's the exact same stream, right?
Okay.
It's really just the way to browse your music, either from Tidal app or our Mind app that connects to the server.
Very, very cool.
Yeah. So I think a lot of people will appreciate. We had a lot of customer requests for adding Tidal Connect within the Mind ecosystem. So that's quite cool. But also, Devin, while I really like Tidal Connect, and we're really proud to have this, the Mind app still have, advantages as well.
Actually, how about you remind them about the Mind app? Let's just do a little recap or a little refresh.
Yeah, so with our Mind app, for example, you're not limited to Tidal.
Okay.
Because you can make your play queue using files from Tidal, yes, but also from other music services and from your own collection that you may own on your computer or on your NAS drive, right? And so you can add tracks from everywhere within the same play queue and play seamlessly all the tracks. So there are advantages of the Mind app. Also, you have full control of the system, right?
Oh, wow.
You can raise the volume, switch input, all these type of things. While if you're using the Tidal app, it's amazing. It has nice user interface and everything, but it's only the streaming selection that you can do. You don't get the full control of the system.
Okay.
Right? And you cannot play music from elsewhere. Of course, you're using the Tidal implementation, right? So it's just a different way of using our products and a different way of streaming. So it's up for people to choose whatever they prefer. I'm sure in the end, there will be some people that sometimes use the Mind app and sometimes use the Tidal app. It's a choice.
Just blowing my mind, man. little recap about Dominic. He's been with Simaudio for just over 20 years. He's one of the brainchilds behind a lot of the products that we know and love. And it's great to individuals like Dominic that we get to have like this amazing equipment that we have today. And I personally have to say thank you.
Oh, wow. Well,
it's like,
thank you, Devin.
It's like, seriously, thank you. Like you and the team and everyone at Simaudio that puts this wonderful stuff together. Like even the demonstration we went through a little earlier too, my mind was blown. Like sitting and listening
in
to the
our
equipment.
reference room.
Yep.
Yeah, that sounds great.
I actually thought I closed my eyes and I actually thought I was sitting in a amphitheater. It was phenomenal. Like, and then we had the little up close version. Like it was either I was in an amphitheater or I was like in a speakeasy, but it did not feel like I was sitting next to speakers. It felt like I was actually there. And that's exactly what I think you're aiming. The goal is for the company.
Exactly. That's the goal. The system must be transparent and let all the place for the music. The system, you're not supposed to hear it, right? Mm-hmm. If it's that good, you don't hear the system. You only hear the music. Right?
And also, what you were playing me to was through streaming.
Yes.
It was.
Using the mic. Yep.
Yeah. Not like a vinyl, not a CD. This just goes to show the quality of streaming that's out today.
It's good that you speak about this. Many people knows about this, but at the same time, there's a lot of people as well that thinks that streaming is somehow lower quality, and that's because there were for a long period music services that were having low quality stream, and people got used to this and thinking, oh, that's not audiophile stuff. It doesn't sound great, right? And while it was true, you can now access music services that stream real high quality music.
So basically what we could say is like when it first started, it was more about quantity over quality. But
Right.
now today we actually have quantity and quality.
Exactly.
Boom. Nailed it. So yeah, how about we talk about, because we talk about the new feature of Title Connect, and let's remind which models are Title Connect is available on.
Yeah, so most model having Mind 2, actually all current model having a Mind 2 module can access to Title Connect. So that is the ACE all-in-one.
Yep, the ACE.
The DACs, the model 280D, 680D, and 780D DACs, and the Mind 2 standalone streamer, and the 390 network preamp. So all these models can now offer Title Connect.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just to backtrack a little bit on the update part too, forgot to ask you this, but remember when I said it's like, do they get like an update or do they have to bring the physical machine? How come some people actually asked about needing to bring their machine into a center for the upgrade?
Well, this might dates back when we did the update for Apple AirPlay 2 last year, because it required an authentication chip from Apple.
Ah, okay.
Okay. So back then we really did need to have additional hardware to be installed in the model, in the unit, to perform the upgrades. But the Title Connect is only lines of codes. Well, quite a lot of line of codes. So, and it's possible to upgrade by firmware, and then there you go, and it's free. So
exactly,
we're happy to provide this for free for our customers.
On top of all the other amazing services that Moon offers too, like the warranty.
Oh, the 10-year warranty.
10-year warranty. The upgrade.
The trade-up program.
Trade-up program.
So, yeah.
10 years. Not many companies offer that. I have a refrigerator that says 10 years, but I'll believe it in 10 years. But them, with Moon and Simaudio, I guarantee their stuff is just phenomenal. So basically, we're going to go a little off script here a bit. You know what's coming up soon? In Montreal.
Oh, the Montreal Hi-Fi show.
Yes, the Audio Fest.
Yes, definitely.
Things are opening back up again.
Yeah, that's quite a relief after 2 years of almost no trade show.
No shows, no concerts, sitting at home. Yeah. We're actually wearing pants today. In front of a character.
I never stopped, but maybe you did.
We won't go there, but anyways.
Okay, let's keep on our pants, right? So there will be this Montreal Hi-Fi show in March.
Yep.
But you caught me out of surprise. Do you remember the dates exactly?
It was the dates exact are from the 25th to the 27th. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday at Hôtel Bonaventure in Montreal, Quebec, Canada, and tickets are already on sale if you go to their website. And yes, Moon will have the Moon Room. I like the way that
Definitely.
sounds.
So
I like the way that
yeah.
sounds. Moon Room,
Yeah, definitely.
live at Moon with the Moon Room, and maybe we'll do a little live thing there too. Who knows?
Yeah, maybe.
That'd be
And
cool.
we'll have a great sound system there, of course. This year we're bringing some big stuff, so it will be fun because when you do trade shows like this, sometimes you bring a more affordable models, but then people come and say, "Oh, I hoped to listen to this big system or whatever." And then sometimes when you bring very, very expensive system,
Yep.
people's complaining, yeah, that sounds amazing, but I can't really afford it. I would have liked to get, but we alternate every year. And so this year happens to be a year where we bring pretty big models in the lineup, so it will be very fun.
Yeah,
to show
well,
and to have
I guess
people
we'll
that listen.
keep them a little bit of a surprise. We won't.
Yeah,
really
I
tell
won't
people.
mention more.
We'll keep it a bit of a surprise, but come check out Moon by Simaudio at the Montreal Audio Fest again, March 25th to 27th. It should be. I know I personally have a lot of audiophile friends that are like super excited for this to come back. They can't wait. They already bought their weekend passes and they're going to be there.
Awesome.
And also, great chance to meet some of the great minds behind, mine, and also Moon Products and Simaudio stuff. Like Dominique will be there. Our head trainer Costa is going to be there. You can meet our president, the president of Moon.
Yeah, Série will be there.
Série, and I will be there, but just in the background helping lifting stuff and stuff like that. He's the technical expert. But it should be really exciting. I'm personally looking forward to it. So, as we mentioned also at the beginning of the show, that we'll be taking some live questions. And so we're now turning the camera to you. So let's see if we got any live questions. We got our people in studio that are going to be sending us. Oh, we got questions popping up. All right. We got from two people, from Mario Bibot and Yvon Lambert. And yes, we will ask them in French. Dominique, est-ce que vous avez l'intention de faire une autre vidéoconférence en français?
Malheureusement, je pense pas que ce soit prévu dans le moment. Étant donné qu'on vend dans 45 pays, on a une plus grande audience anglophone. Mais ceci dit, si vous pouvez venir au Salon de Montréal, ça me fera plaisir de discuter en français avec vous.
C'est sûr et certain qu'on peut avoir des invités aussi qui sont purement des francophones québécois. Puis oui, aussi, on va essayer le plus possible d'avoir les deux différentes audiences dans nos épisodes plus tard. So, merci beaucoup, Mario puis Yvon, pour votre question. Next question from Joachim Janssen. Do you know if Qobuz will come to a connect function as well?
This person seems very well informed.
I think so.
Yeah, so I can't disclose right now, but it's, there's a lot of chance that one day we'll have that feature too.
That is an awesome question. You caught Dominique off guard, and I didn't think that'd be possible. Thank you. We will keep you in touch and stay tuned, and this is something that will probably come up in future episodes. So basically tune in and make sure to share with your friends and say, hey, Moon's got this new show happening with this crazy host. So our next question, Title Connect. I'm not sure, there wasn't a name giving, but Title Connect, Spotify Connect, and AirPlay 2 provide users with desktop interface options.
Yes, definitely. Good point.
I think I know who to thank for that question.
Yeah, it's a good point. Some people were requesting that to use sometimes the Mind using their computer because they're, especially now during the pandemic where people work at home, they're very often in front of their computers. Mm-hmm. So to have the way to play music to the Mind while being on the computer. So yeah, Tidal Connect is very good for that because you just select the Mind streamer, from the small icon. Good question and good comment at the same time.
Thank you, Eric. We know it was Eric. Another question from Maria Mercedes Bazos. What speakers in the reference system?
In our current reference system?
Yes.
Well, we have several ones. So it's not like we have only one pair, but we currently have a model of Rido loudspeaker coming from Denmark.
Yep.
It's the Rido TD 4.2, super tall loudspeakers. I like them a lot. And we also happen to have Wilson loudspeakers.
Okay. Yep. Yeah, and this is through some form of like, I don't know if I want to use the word partnerships, but collaborations mostly.
Well, of course, between manufacturers sometimes.
Yeah, there's some like friendly collaborations that happen from.
Of course, I mean, they also use, for example, at Rido, we use their loudspeakers in our sound room, and they use our amplifier in their room.
Ah, there we go.
Right?
We got a trade-off.
So, but you know, we like their products. So
they are good.
They're good. You listened to them this morning,
I
right?
I did.
You were impressed?
I was very impressed.
Good.
So we have one more question coming from Anurag Mathur. Question: is my 680D upgradable? I worry about it being obsolete at some point.
Well, you know, one of our motto is defy obsolescence. So we strive as much as possible to make product upgradable and keep them alive for a long time. And the 680D is one of the latest DAC we've created. So there's nothing to worry for the upcoming years. And also, like, for example, now we have the Mind 2, but you guessed that there was a Mind 1 before. Don't start panicking, but for sure one day there'll be a Mind 3.
Yeah.
Right? So we might, provide people the opportunity to upgrade from Mind 2 to Mind 3 one day once it'll be required. As of now, the Mind 2 still have a lot of overhead, so there's nothing to worry about for current Mind 2 for several years. The Mind 1 was launched in 2012.
Okay.
And was manufactured until 2018, right?
That's
so Mind 2 came in 2018. So it's been several years still, but still a lot of years.
I'd like to see any cell phone or TV keep up with that.
Yeah,
the amount of times they change around.
Yeah, exactly. So most of the time when we can provide updates, like our Mind app gets updated like almost monthly. The Mind 2 network pair gets updated, frequently during a year. Sometimes it's, bug fix. Nowadays with mobile devices, things always change. So you have to be keeping up with updates. So we have frequent updates of Mind 2, but only once required. We'll need really a new hardware, then we'll provide. So your 680D should be, good for quite a while still.
Exactly. So remember, it's not like the cell phone upgrade every like 3 months it changes. So this is quality items that are meant to be there for quite a while. And also then we have you also have the trade-up program too, if down the road. And
well, the trade-up program is more short-term.
Okay.
It's for people that wants to upgrade their models.
Okay.
Like, let's say someone buys a 280D DAC today, and within 1 year, he likes it so much, he wants, is there something better? Yes, there is. Really? Okay, so they can exchange their 280D for a 680D, for example, and they get full refund for the 280D that they are exchanging.
Oh, wow.
Provided that, between 12 months, the first 12 months.
Okay.
All right. So there's a lot of details. You should contact your dealer if you want to know all the details related to this. But this is a program that is offered by Moon.
Yeah, no, it's great. So basically, if you want to find the closest retailer near you, we encourage you to visit our website at simaudio.com. There you can also find all of our global partners where they can sell within the close of your area. And you can also look at our website for information and upcoming newsletters that we have too that you can subscribe to. And of course, we have this wonderful new show that we're going to be bringing to you. Right now, the next one will only be on March 17th, and we're looking at maybe doing once a month. But we might have some smaller segments in between. Dominique, thank you so much for being here today. And we won't tell Costa, but we talked a bit about shows because I know we were supposed to talk with him about conventions and so forth. So that's between us and everyone else I watched. But thanks again for being here, your time, and again, keep up with the amazing work here.
Awesome.
We need it. We just need it because one thing that got a lot of people through these times was definitely good music and good systems to listen to.
Awesome. Thank you, Devin.
Thank you, and thank you all for tuning in. We'll see you next time. Keep on listening.